The MMA India Show.
So Arjan, how does it feel to be back in India?
Love it. Love it. This is my roots, and good to connect with everybody on the ground, fans, media, all of that stuff. I haven't been able to bring the belt home yet, so it's good to come.
So how's the training been going on for you?
Training has been going great. We're gonna start training camp as soon as I get out of here. As soon as the cameras go away. We got the fight booked for late June, July. We're gonna get it set in the next couple of days here.
So please tell us something about your opponent, Anthony. Of course, he's been talking a lot of trash talk has been going on. The fight has been already booked 3 times and has been cancelled.
Sure.
So please tell us something. Why was the fight cancelled, and what?
Yeah. So I've been wanting to fight this guy. It's been crazy, and I'm sure he's been wanting it. We're athletes. We want to fight. So there's been some complications outside of our control. One, I had surgery. I had an injury that was, you can't do anything about that. And then we had 2 other issues, but the promotion has asked me basically not to talk about it. But it had nothing to do with us. Most importantly, we are booked, and we need to figure out who the baddest heavyweight is. So it's gonna be settled in the cage.
So you'll be fighting after a long layoff of at least 2 years. Do you feel that will have any kind of effect on you?
No, I am a professional. I've been training all the way through. It's not like I've been sitting around getting fat and not looking to improve. Obviously, this layoff, if it was anybody else, it would be highly impactful. But I'm a special athlete, and I'm gonna show that when the fight comes, that even a 2-year layoff, even an injury, even against a tough opponent like I have, none of that matters because I can overcome anything.
So during the injury time, how was the recovery like? Did you do any kind of workout and stuff like that?
Yeah, I had a whole team, a rehab team around me. They work with professional athletes, NHL players and that type of thing. So they rehabbed me, and they were blown away by how quick I was able to come back and to what level. So anytime you can do that with your team, make them that happy, you're doing all the right things.
So the one championship heavyweight division is buzzing right now. There's another heavyweight who is a free agent right now, and there's been a lot of talk that one championship might sign him, Francis Ngannou. So if he does sign with one championship, would you like to fight him?
He's gonna have to come see me. It's my division. It's my cage. That's just what it is. He's conquered the West. He wants to come out East. No problem. I got into this sport to reach the highest levels, and that's the perfect measuring stick. He's big, he's scary, he'd be a very tough test, all of those things. But I want to know how great I am. And I believe I'm greater than Anatoly, and I believe I'm greater than Francis. And that's the only way to find out is be locked in a cage.
Would you say that if the fight happens between you and Ngannou, it's going to be the biggest fight in the world, considering 1 billion Indians, 1 billion people in Africa?
Exactly. It would be the most viewed fight of all time. Absolutely. It would be huge for one championship. It would be huge for myself. It would be huge for Francis. And it would be a big kick between the legs to the UFC.
Yeah, of course. So I just wanted to know, what do you think of the whole situation with Francis Ngannou regarding the fighters' pay, of course. What do you think about it?
I'm pro fighter always. For what we do, you can never pay us enough. That's my true belief, especially for MMA. It's a young sport, and the UFC really pays poorly considering their revenue. So it's a publicly traded company, so you can see how much they pull in and how much they give. They give less than 20% of revenue to fighters. Without fighters, there is no product. So I am. If you look at every other sports league in the world, you always they fight. They have a union or a players association. They fight for 50-50 split. So they're way off. And I applaud Francis for taking that stand. And basically, he put his neck on the line. He said, either do that or I go. And so you have to respect a man that's willing to stand, make a stand. So I do. And we have the same agent. So, we're friendly in terms of business.
So hopefully, if it's going to be the biggest fight in the world, Do you think it makes sense to do it in India?
Absolutely. Africa's already had their big moment. They had the Rumble in the Jungle with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. It's time for India to get their moment.
So last time you came India, I think 3 to 4 years ago. Since then, a lot has happened. A lot of Indians are in one championship, great fighting. Recently, Anshul Jubli went to the UFC. Like, what other changes have you seen in Indian MMA? You obviously follow a lot of Indian MMA. A lot of Indian fighters are going up. Do you think at some point of time we'll have more champions in UFC and other organizations?
The potential is definitely there. If you look at my story, I wrestled my whole life. I went into MMA after the Olympics. Clearly, there's high-level athletes in the country, especially wrestlers. That is how you get into this sport and you become a world champion. Jubilee's doing great. To be a world champion, you have to come from a world-class background. And wrestling is the best way. Even if you look at in North America, US fighters, it's all the wrestlers. Look at the Russians, it's the wrestlers. That is the guys that become world champions, not just participate, not just make it into a league. We're talking the best of the best. So India has that potential. The athletes need to see that there's a way. You've got great organizations in the country. The Shroff family is spearheading one. Sunil Shetty's involved with another one. So you need these leagues to develop the talent, but you also need high-level training to go beyond these leagues to the next level, right? So there's a whole bunch of things that need to happen, but it is slowly happening.
So as a Punjabi arm wrestler, I'd like to ask you something like the last time Punjab produced a wrestling champion was back in 2002 when Palvinder Chima won.
That's right.
Since then, there were 3 other Punjabi wrestlers. Obviously, you in 2010 and most recently, of course, Amar Desi won.
Yes.
But they were all Canadians based in Canada. Why do you think has there been a decline in wrestling? Obviously, you talk to a lot of people in Punjab. And what do you think should be done so that, because neighboring state Haryana is producing world-class athletes, be it Yogeshwar Dutt, Bajrang Punia, and a lot of other wrestlers. So what do you think should be done so that the wrestling, we should bring back the glory days?
First of all, Haryana, they're our brothers,
yeah.
right? I don't consider us that far apart. We were one land, and what they're doing, I applaud them. And when they have success, I'm just as happy when it's a Punjabi. They are our neighbors and they are our brothers. So that's first and foremost. Number 2, yeah, Amar Desi, he's kicking butt now. His dad was a big-time wrestler, similar story to mine. And Chima, yes, respect to him from Patiala. We've competed against each other. We're friendly with each other. My father knows his father, all that stuff. So great wrestling history. But Haryana, their government is doing a very good job supporting sports all the way around. Not just wrestling. Everyone that comes out of the state gets good support and good funding. Without that, it's very tough. And Punjab needs to step it up. That's plain and simple. In terms of coaching, in terms of funding, in terms of support all the way around. The athletes want to be the best. It's up to the support system to support them to get there.
So to the upcoming Indian fighters, what singular message would you like to give to them if they wish to compete at the very top level of the sport?
Very top. First of all, reach out to me anytime you want. If I can help, I will. There's good leagues that are developing talent here now domestically. Tap into them, have good relationships. Don't think short term, think long term. Go to your local Akhada. Wrestling is number 1. You need high level training. And I do think right now the training isn't where it needs to be in the country. That's the one thing lacking. So you need to get out of the country to get high level training. And then come up through one of the leagues within India. That's fine. But you need high level training and you need exposure to talent outside of India to know where you are and where you need to get to. Even I did that. I left Canada. I was in California with the best in the world at AKA. It was for that reason. I wanted to get, the very best. Where do they train? How do they train? And I wanted to go there and put myself in that position.
So, Amar Desi, I'm sure you are good friends with him.
Absolutely.
Does he have plans to, venture in the sport of MMA anytime soon?
No, he is in training to be a police officer now. His brother is a police officer, and he is doing that. He wants to get into coaching and run the club and that type of stuff. They have their own Akhada, that type of thing. He doesn't like, it's MMA special. You have to be used to getting hit and hitting and that type of thing. It's different, but I don't believe that's something he's looking to pursue.
So, can you tell me some of the potential Desi fighters from Canada who one should look out for?
My cousin, Jag Bhullar, he's kicking butt. He's undefeated professional as well at heavyweight. He's one of my top training partners. He's kicking butt. We have another girl that trains with me. Her name is Sonia Punjabi, and she's an undefeated kickboxer and going into MMA now, improving her grappling. So we have quite a bit of talent that's coming out of Vancouver area, and just stay tuned, and then you'll see them coming out very soon on the global stage.
Thank you so much.